Could Nikki Bella return this Saturday at Saturday Night's Main Event and turn heel on Paige? I will be answering that question in this video and going over my predictions for every match at this Saturday's Saturday Night's Main Event, which is just 2 days away. Winners, losers, and any other predictions I have, let's go. The first match we'll talk about is Brie Bella and Paige going up against the Irresistible Forces, Lash Legend and Nia Jax, the challengers for the Women's Tag Team Championships. WWE. Now, here's the thing. Is Nikki Bella still actually injured? I have to imagine not, because it came down to the very last second on whether or not she was going to be cleared for WrestleMania, and that was a month ago. So I'd have to imagine by now she's gotta be cleared, right? And the Paige and Brie Bella title reign just hasn't been very good, honestly, at least to my standards or my liking. It hasn't been bad, it just hasn't been very good. The Irresistible Forces were great with the titles, and they're actually a really good and entertaining tag team. So I think the Irresistible Forces should and will win here in this match. And I think it will be because of probably a miscommunication between Paige and Brie Bella maybe. And Paige will end up being the one taking the pin, and then Nikki Bella will return after the match. You can look, but you can't touch. And she will end up turning heel on Paige along with Brie Bella and turning the Bella Twins fully heel. Maybe AJ Lee can make a return. They can have a little program. AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bellas would be a super nostalgic and really cool and fun and great match, honestly. It would be really good. Then the Bellas can go after the tag titles again and win them back maybe at SummerSlam. And Paige can go on to do bigger and better things. Maybe one of the mid-card titles. Maybe even go after Liv Morgan, which I think is probably the best option because Liv needs a feud. Next, we have a match between Sol Ruca and Big Time Becky Lynch. Now, I don't know if this match is for the Women's Intercontinental title or not, because they clarified on Raw that it's not, but the match graphic for this match, the official one, not this one, has it says it's a women's IC title match. So I'm not exactly sure, but if I had to guess, I'm gonna be under the assumption that it is a non-title match. If it is a title match, I think Becky Lynch will win here, but dirty. But assuming that it's a non-title match, I think this one is fairly easy to predict. I do think Sol Ruca will end up winning this, and as she should. She's already taken 2 losses in a row on the main roster. Yes, it was to Liv Morgan and Io Sky, 2 of the top women on Raw, but still, she needs to get a win here. And I think that will obviously give her justification to go after the women's IC title, maybe even do it at Clash in Italy the very next weekend. I think having Sol Ruca win the women's IC title in front of an international crowd would be absolutely awesome and an awesome moment for her in her career, and it would really help propel her. Beating Big Time Becky Lynch back to back, who's brought so much value to that title in that division. I still don't understand people calling her Becky Hogan. It does not make any sense. She tapped out to AJ Lee 3 times. She dropped the title to AJ. She dropped the title to Maxine. She lost to Maxine a separate time. She gave Lyra Valkyria the best feud of her career and has done nothing but great things for this title. So I don't really understand that. But that's a side note. I think Sol Ruca should and will win here, leading to a title match at Clash in Italy. I think you could go the route of Becky winning in a dirty way, and then Sol Ruca uses that as justification to have a title match. But I think that doesn't make as much sense as Sol Ruca just winning here. So I'm going to go with that. The next match we have to talk about is a 6-woman tag team match between the team of Rhea Ripley and Charlexa going up against Jade Cargill and Beechin. That is the unofficial name that I have given them, B-Fab and Beechin. I call them Beechin. I believe they're called the Baddies, like that's what they are officially called on WWE TV, but I think Beechin is a way better name. But anyways, that's not the point. For me, I think this one's actually a little bit tough to predict because, I would usually just say, oh, Jade's gonna win because it'll give her justification to go after the title, and there'll be a miscommunication between Charlotte and Rhea, and yeah. But the thing is, the other team has one superstar, but then, no disrespect, but B-Fab and Michin. And I don't think having Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, or Alexa Bliss losing to a team that consists of B-Fab and Michin really is a good look. But I do think that the heels are going to win here, I guess. I think Jade will end up probably pinning Alexa because Rhea and Charlotte will be fighting, like arguing on the outside, and then Alexa Bliss gets rolled up or something. No matter what you do, please, for the love of God, do not have anybody in this match get pinned by B-Fab or Michin. Again, no disrespect, but that would be horrible. And I think this will give justification for Jade Cargill to end up going after the women's WWE Women's Championship yet again. And I think this is the right decision. They should, and I think they will win. The heels will. And I think Jade will get her rematch probably at Clash in Italy because she already kind of, declared or like demanded a match against Rhea at Clash in Italy. So it's looking like that's where we'll get the rematch, which Rhea versus Jade again, and they're just gonna have better chemistry, and they're probably gonna have a longer amount of time for their match in front of an international crowd. It is a recipe for success, and Jade just seemingly gets better and better with each match she does, honestly. And Rhea Ripley is Rhea Ripley. I don't think there will be any outside interference. Just the heels win because of a miscommunication between Rhea and Charlotte. They should win, and I think they will win. The next match we have to talk about is the Street Profits challenging the Vision, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul. Can we fire Logan Paul for the World Tag Team Championships? I don't think the Street Profits win here. I think the Vision retains, and honestly, I guess that would be the right decision. They should and will win because, what's the point of really putting the titles on the Street Profits, at least right now? It is pretty crazy that these are getting on a premium live event. That's just insane. It couldn't even get on a premium live event when the freaking Usos had the titles, but I'm not complaining. There needs to be more tag team wrestling in WWE. I think I like that there's tension between these two a little bit. Montez wanting nothing to do with Seth Rollins, Angelo wanting his help. I could see Seth Rollins getting involved in this match and, giving Montez an opportunity to pick up the win, but Montez doesn't do it and attacks Seth Rollins instead, or starts arguing with him, and then he ends up getting rolled up, and that's how they lose, and he finally realizes that they need the help of Seth Rollins to take down the Vision. Okay, let me backtrack. I think Braun Breaker will come out first. Braun Breaker comes out, tries to interfere with the match, Seth stops him, and then, while the ref isn't looking or something, Seth, stomps, Theory or Logan Paul. Can we fire Logan Paul? Giving Montez an opportunity to pick up the win, but he doesn't, and they end up losing. And again, I think this will be the right decision. The Vision should and will win. I think the Street Profits should win them eventually, just not yet. The next match we have to talk about is the likely main event between Penta, the Intercontinental Champion, being challenged by Ethan Page, aka Ethan Page. This match is kind of tough. I could definitely see Ethan Page coming out with the win here because Ethan Page is hot right now, really hot, no homo. But also, Penta is so good with this thing, and I want to see him hold it a bit longer. And I think Ethan Page's first main roster title win just coming on an episode of Saturday Night's Main Event that's kind of shaping up to be kind of just like a nothing episode, or PLE, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it, that would be kind of lame. So here's what I think is going to happen. Rusev was recently kind of taken out of contention because he lost to Javon Evans completely clean on Raw. And I want this freaking fatal 4-way, dude. So I think a realistic way to get him back in that, title picture without making it feel forced is only one way, and that is for him to come in during this match and beat up everyone, ending it in a no contest, or maybe after the match. I'm not exactly sure. I kind of want to protect Ethan Page and Penta here, though. It's kind of bold and maybe a little bit boring to end your main event in a no contest, but at least it's not like it's WrestleMania. It's not like, it's SummerSlam or War Games or the Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber. It's just a random episode of Saturday Night's Main Event in May, so I really don't think it's that big of a deal. So I think this match will end in a DQ by Rusev, and he'll end up just killing both of them. Maybe even Javon Evans will come out and join in on the brawl. And then that way, that can reasonably justify Rusev staying in the title picture, hopefully giving us that fatal 4-way at Clash in Italy. And that match with an international crowd would be absolutely incredibly insane. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your Saturday Night's Main Event predictions. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want, and